Hi, and welcome back on the Senior Network. I'm your host, Greg Fulton. We're now joined by JAgee, Director of Sales, Seabrook Hilton. Good to see you, Joe.
Good to see you, Greg.
I know we talked last month about the holidays coming, and here we are, right? Already.
Yes. Time seems to go by fairly quickly these days.
It is it's exciting, though, to start to see the decorations and Christmas decorations put up. Are you doing that at the Seabrook yet?
We're going to get past Thanksgiving here first.
Okay.
And then usually it cranks up around the 1st of December.
I got you. Well, I know your food and beverage, a lot of people talk about how good it is there. So are you doing anything creative or different this year for Thanksgiving? Or deliveries or?
Well, it's a kind of the same as what we have been doing.
And that is?
Well, we're going to have the dining room only open for like 45 people.
Okay.
So those 45 will be able to have Thanksgiving dinner there, as well as the rest of the folks being able to get the dinners delivered to them.
I understand. I got you. Well, the folks that may not know, the Seabrook obviously is a gorgeous community. And people that are interested, we've talked on the show before about you're really the guy that they're going to start with, right?
Yes, sir.
Talking to, and you're going to educate them. Are you doing any kind of creative virtual tours now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we are actually allowing people to come to the property.
So physically can come and take a tour?
Yes.
Okay.
But we keep them primarily in the villas that are available.
Okay.
And not in the public area where other residents would be.
Now, for folks that cannot get here and they would like to see it, you said something earlier about virtual tours?
Yes.
Okay. How does that work?
Well, we've gone out and had a professional come in and do videos of the 15 units that we have available.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. And so we're going to get the message out through a couple of different ways, whether it's through our emails to our existing base, and then we're going to do some mailings as well as some ads.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing it through the Zoom process.
Oh, yeah. We all used to that now.
Yeah, so what was shot was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I think that that's going to give people a very good idea as far as exactly what the places look like.
If say I take a virtual tour and I have a high interest level, the next step, is there any screening processes that go before you can move in?
Well, when it comes down to actually wanting to make the decision, there is an aspect that a lot of people may or may not know comes part of what has to happen, and that is a financial review as well as a medical review.
Oh, okay.
And so
I've heard that with a lot of communities. Oh, yeah.
So you have to provide documentation that gives your assets as well as what your income is, and our financial people will review those and basically say, yes, you have the resources to be able to not outlive your money.
Right, which is a problem for a lot of people.
Well,
that can happen.
If you're 92, your time frame is probably shorter than if you're 72.
Sure.
So.
And I could see, I think that evaluation would be awesome for folks that have no idea if they can or can't. And even if they don't decide to move in, at least they can go through that process for future reference, correct?
Right, there's no cost in doing it. And I tell people when they're saying, well, we're interested, but we're not quite sure what we want to do. It may be another 6 months. I'll say, well, why don't you go ahead and fill out the form. I'll get it to our director of finance. They'll review it, look at it, and say, well, if you can provide the documentation to support what you're saying on the document, then we'll be able to approve you, or not.
Yeah, I got it. But it's great information to know.
Yeah, I mean, I never really realized when I took over the job that you would go through that process. But I understand why. They don't want folks to outlive their money. Being a nonprofit, we could take on that liability in the future.
Yeah. Well, and for the poor individual not even realizing that and getting there and boom, that happened, and then you're in a really bad spot. Now, it brings up a good question. People that are not living here and wanting to relocate here, I'm assuming they find you through websites, Google reviews, things like that. How does that traffic? How do people know about you that say live in Ohio or New York?
Well, a lot of it boils down to them having come here as a vacationer.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And
they've been here before.
They had such a great time, and they go, "Wow, what if we could really live here in our retirement years? Wouldn't that be wonderful?" Sure. And so that ultimately, I think, is where we get our
I can imagine.
clients for the most part.
That's vacationed here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joe, great information. Thank you so much for joining us today, okay?
You got it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Senior Network.